Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel with Professor DIY and Elpida. So today we're going to revisit one of the most hated videos we ever made. Maybe not hated, but disliked. And it is really relating to a device that I was very excited when it was announced a few years back. And we purchased it back then. And it was the Wallabot. This little device, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were very excited actually when we posted that video, and people hated it. They told us how horrible we were, that we didn't show it well, that it was awful and we need to go back and stop our YouTube channel. It was a horrible experience. So what do you do when you have those feedback? You do it again.
Oh, awesome.
This time with the new Wallabot DIY 2. And no, I'm not tricking you, we have two.
Okay.
And no, we're not sponsored. We actually bought that one a few years ago and this one a few weeks ago. So stick around. We're going to review the Wallabot DIY 2. We'll compare it to the Wallabot, the original Wallabot, and we're going to tell you our opinion.
As is usual when you're starting to try and use a new device, there's always a software update. So here we are behind the scenes getting a software update.
And one of the first differences between the old Wallabot and the new one, this one is wireless. Notice there is no connection between.
No wires. But it is so far easy to connect to your Apple device.
So far, I mean, it keeps says connecting to Wallabot, so I don't know if it gets connected or not. We are green, so I think that means yes, we're connected. Connected.
Excellent.
All right. And you have some opening screens here. All right. Calibration consists of making a few circles around in front of you on the wall, and it's a very fast and easy process. There was a stud here. What are you talking about?
It was a different type of stud. There's a wooden stud. I don't know where it was finding metal.
Or probably my watch, or
Yeah, something. So anyway, there's another. And we did not have to recalibrate it for this wall.
Even though it says calibrate on the screen.
It was
There's another. So yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't need to recalibrate. So let's.
Right. So what's the expert mode here?
I don't know. I'm not an expert.
Oh,
Oh, that's the thermal.
nice. Okay.
I don't know. Is that the mouse back there? Why is it hot there?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Let's hope
There's
it's
something
not a
hot
mouse.
there.
Maybe
Is your
it's
TV?
wire-
No, it's not your TV.
No. Wiring, you think?
Well, switch it to the.
Yeah, so there's a stud there, so maybe it's just about the thermal mass.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a hot wire back there. No, it is something.
But I have another room on the other side, so
Right.
there's probably wiring there.
And the wire shouldn't be that hot,
Okay.
right?
I would hope not.
Okay,
though.
let's move and see. I mean, I knew you were hot, but that's a little
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Extending to the walls now. There. So there's something.
Let's go in the other room and see what.
Yeah, we need to go in the other room and see what's in there.
Okay.
Let's go. Now we can see.
Both of them are quite similar, as you can see in dimensions.
Well, you need to hold it down a little bit so everybody can see. Hold it down, tilt it down, tilt it
But I'm trying to show this.
Okay, but you wanted to show them dimensions.
Right.
Okay, there, go.
That's a dimension.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see the line there.
Yep, we can see it.
That shows you exactly where the stud starts
And that's on the new one.
and the old one, actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It's not as easy to see, I don't think. We can see it, but it's not as easy to.
No,
Maybe
the-
it's just the light.
The old one, what I didn't like about it, you have to have both the phone and the Wallabot and move them together. You see how short the cable is?
Yes.
So you couldn't even hold them. I found it awkward. With this one, how you felt? I mean, you used the new one on the
It was fine,
demo.
except for, I mean, once when my arm was getting at the limit of its reach, then I had to switch things around, but otherwise it was fine.
That's because you were sitting down. If you are standing though, like when you were there, that was not an issue, right?
Right.
I mean, I think so. I prefer the new one for sure. The image is the same, by the way. I mean, we're going to put a card up here. You can go and see our hated video. But the image is the same. Elpida has not seen that before. What you thought of the image and the quality and how well, it shows you where the studs are.
I think it's really good, and if you need to see where your pipes and your electrical wiring it's very useful so that you don't puncture something when
Right.
you're drilling in or.
And actually, it's so good. We don't have rodents here, we hope, but you will see the signature of a rodent. It just will be moving.
Mm-hmm.
Where here clearly it was not moving. It was a pipe that we found.
Right.
So overall, what are your impressions?
Again, I think it's useful. It does the job that you're looking for. It was very or relatively easy to pair with your Apple device, and it does pair with Google devices as well, right?
Correct. In fact, the original was only with Google.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is Google and iOS, right?
Right. So that was nice.
I love that we don't have to have the cable. Wallabot cable, and again, I already said I don't like that it is very short.
Yep.
But the other thing, it is very specific. You see, this is the Wallabot side. It says Wallabot on it. Can you see it or not?
I'm trying to focus. Just hold it. There we go. Wallabot.
And the other side, phone.
Yep. Phone.
So you cannot use any cable to do this. This is very specific to the Wallabot device, right?
The Gen 1.
The one, the Gen 1. So another point of contention is, even if you find a used one for a good price, which probably you can, unless you have a phone that is older with the USB micro and you want to use it just for that purpose, that's fine. Like if you have an extra phone, I do, for example. I didn't bring it with me today for filming, but I have one and I can still use the old one. But it would make no sense if you don't have an extra phone, right? Even if you find a cheap one. I like the Wi-Fi because that allows you to continue no matter what. Even if you change phones, the Wi-Fi will work for you. Right?
Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing we did notice is we put the Wallabot, the new one, down, and we didn't mess with it for like 2 minutes, and it turned itself off. So just be aware of that, so that if you then come back, you'll need to repair it as it comes back into the app.
Which, if it is on, is not a hard process.
Right.
If it is not on, it can be very
right, but just be
frustrating.
aware that it could turn
Right.
itself off.
They look very similar. The new one looks a little more
Well, I like the purple.
modern. Well, the old one was purple too.
I know, but it's got more purple.
It has
more
more.
purple, more better.
More better, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the old one only had a port that the cable came out, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the new one has not, you know, it has a button to turn it on and pair it, and that's it. There is no other port. Oh, there is
There
a
is
charging
a
port,
charging port. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but-
what are you talking about?
but that
man?
doesn't connect to the phone. That is
Uh-huh.
a charging phone.
It's essentially, it looks very similar. It's just that this one connects to your phone. This one doesn't. However, does this one also charge it, or does this one need charge?
Well, that's the other negative of the old one. It runs from the battery of your phone, so
Okay.
it brings your battery down. Where this has its own battery, doesn't bring your battery down, right?
Okay, cool.
So this does not charge because it has to be connected to work. If it's not connected, there is nothing. There is not an on and off button, right?
Okay.
So I don't know. For me, that was a negative. What do you think?
I think so, yeah.
And I found it very awkward, as you're going to see if you go to the video above. I found it very awkward to use because you try to balance. Imagine if this is a phone now.
You're trying to
They
hold
had
two
to be like
devices
this, right?
paired, yeah.
And you need to move it while you're balancing your phone and trying to look at the phone. I don't know. I found it kind of awkward. It worked the same way. It did work. The original worked as well.
Right.
This works as well. I just didn't care. I don't frankly remember the cost of this. I did purchase this. This was not donated, neither of them. I purchased this as well. I don't even remember. Do you remember? You helped me make the video that we got killed on.
That was a while ago.
It was at least 5 years ago, I think, if not more, right? And I hope that our viewers like this one better. What do you think?
At minimum, like the video better, whether you like the
That's what I
product or
mean,
not.
Because again, out of our all of the years that we've been making YouTube videos, we had 3 that we got really negative comments, and that's one of the 3. The Wallabot.
And they didn't like the other one because they couldn't see what we were
They
doing.
didn't like us. It had nothing to do with the product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were apparently horrible.
Well, you can't please everybody.
You should go back to the kitchen and I should go back to what else I was doing. You know, it was like, why do you even make videos, was like one of the comments.
You can't please everybody.
I know.
That's all.
So give us some love this time because our fragile ego needs a little bit of padding, right? No?
Sure.
You thought that was funny, I see.
That's very funny, and I hope that laugh was really loud.
Well, friends, thank you for watching. another Wednesday Quickie, and we're going to see you soon in the next one.